What's up, Giants fans, Hub watchers, YouTube subscribers, Twitter and Instagram followers? It's your boy Noname back at it again with another Giants video, or at least Giants related news video. First and foremost, thank you to all the new subscribers that came over from the Entertainer stream last night. For those of you that don't know, last night was a Giants roundtable over at the Entertainers channel where there were 6 of us creators. It was me, Chris the Entertainer, Bad Dog, Kid Blue, OGR, and Rover Sports. We all got together for like a 3-hour podcast collab it ran from like 9 to 12 last night. It was a great experience. We talked literally everything you could about the draft, NFL draft, not just the New York Giants. We talked about possible players we could take, possible scenarios that could go on and whatnot. And it was a really great experience. If I were you, if you didn't listen to it yet, I'd go listen to it right now. It is over on Chris's channel. And subscribe to all of the people involved in that vid if you are not already. I'll try and leave their information down below. So now let's get into this news that actually broke while we were doing that podcast. It broke at the beginning of the podcast. Per Ian Rappaport, multiple players had drug tests flagged at the NFL Combine, and among those are projected top 10 pick Louisville offensive tackle Mekhi Becton. Teams were made aware of this. Becton had no failed drug tests in college. Per new CBA rules, he goes into stage 1 for no more than 60 days. Now, since this news broke, people have kind of been speculating how it could affect Becton's draft stock because, like the tweet said, he never had any problems with drug tests in college, but here at the NFL's drug test, something was picked up. Now then, before this even happened, you guys know my opinion on Mekhi Becton. Out of the top 4 offensive tackles, I think he is number 4. He's the guy with the most potential to be a bust in the NFL in my opinion, but he also is the guy that could turn out to be the best one, which is why I have him at number 4. His floor is really low for me, but his ceiling is extremely high. In my opinion, most of his success comes from him being so big, like he's a walking wall on an offensive line, and he uses that to his advantage. He uses that to push people around and to just get in the way of defensive players. But I would like to see a bit more technical ability in an offensive tackle that I'm drafting in the first round. His footwork needs to improve, his technical ability needs to improve, because right now he relies heavily on his size more than anything, and I would like to see a bit more than that, which is why I would like to stay away from Mekhi Becton if possible. Now, the Giants might not want to stay away from him because, and I'll throw this quote up if I find it anywhere because it happened a couple days ago, when Joe Judge was on his conference call, he said they're not necessarily looking to draft players based on what they are now, but based on what they can be in the future. He's looking at the potential of a player, and he's thinking if he can develop this guy, or the coaching staff can help develop this guy to their full potential, they'll be a great, maybe elite player at their position, and that's why they're going to draft him. Of course, it could also be a smokescreen, but if this is true, then if you're drafting on potential, Becton is one of those guys that's going to be high up on their draft board. That being said, we have no idea what their draft board is. Another really interesting tweet that came out a couple of days was Daniel Jeremiah, one of these NFL insider guys. He was saying that now more than ever, according to his sources, the media and generally anybody out there speculating about the draft knows less about it than they did in years past, just because of the situation that COVID has put the NFL into and all the NFL teams and organizations into, where everything is a lot more, tight-lipped, top secret right now, and there's not that many information or that much information being leaked because people aren't going in and out of facilities, into these teams' buildings and whatnot. So it's really hard to actually have information leaked. And according to Jeremiah, we kind of have the draft going in a very different situation as to what it might actually drop down as. Just like the Judge stuff, this could be a smokescreen, this could be all wrong, who knows? But I've been saying for weeks now, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen because of what COVID has done this entire situation, and I really don't know what's going to happen at number 4 when the Giants draft. I hope they go tackle, and if it's possible, I hope they trade down, but I hope they don't go Becton. Now, as how this kind of affects his draft stock, I've seen people saying, he could really affect it to the point where he drops out the first round, and while that is possible, I don't think it's going to happen. You look at the Laramie Tunsil situation in 2016, Tunsil was the best tackle in that class without a doubt. He was also considered among the best players in that class. going anywhere from pick 1 to pick 3 in the 2016 draft and all mocks leading up to it, until that picture was released of him smoking weed with the mask, and then bam, his draft stock dropped. But he didn't drop out the first round. He went, I think, 12 or 13 to the Dolphins, so he still went pretty high because he's a good player. And since then, not a peep out of Laremy Tunsil with any type of drug test or anything like that, and he's been a great tackle in the NFL. I think it's going to be a similar situation to that with Becton. As of right now, we have no idea where teams have him pegged on their big board. If we were going to assume they have him pegged as the #1 tackle, then he's going top 5, and he might drop to 13 just like Tunsil did. If we're assuming they have him pegged somewhere in the middle or the bottom of that offensive tackle class, I think the lowest he'll drop is like to the 20s or something, but not out the first round. He's definitely a better talent than that and has more upside to him that outweighs the negatives for him to drop outside the first round, you know? It's not like a situation with Trey Adams out of Washington State, or is it Washington? I think it's Washington State. Trey Adams, the tackle out of Washington State, who before his injuries and his injury concerns really came up, he was going in the second round, and by talent alone, by talent and skill, Trey Adams should rightfully go, you know, between that second round, very early third round pick as a tackle. He's in that second tier. He's one of the better second tier guys. But because of his injury concerns, because teams are not sure how healthy he can stay in the NFL, you know, how brittle he may be, you got this guy dropping all the way down to the 4th and sometimes 5th rounds where he does not belong, and he's going to be an absolute steal for any team that picks him up. I would like the Giants to pick him up. Say if we go Simmons in the first round, I'll go a center in the second round and then get Trey Adams in the 3rd or 4th, because he's going to be there and he's going to be better than any other tackle available, at least according to what mocks are leading to right now. But that's what I got for y'all today on the Mekhi Becton situation and kind of connecting it to other ongoings in the NFL right now. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's going to drop a little low? Do you think he's going to drop out the 3rd round? You're like me where you say it's not really going to affect him that much because his potential is way too high? And how do you think the NFL draft is going to go in general? Like, do you think the way the mocks are having it going is going to lead in that direction, or is it going to go the complete opposite direction where maybe there are no trades? You know, we have a lot of trades being mocked right now, or, you know, players that we've never heard of are going to go in the top 10 or something like that. Leave your comments down below. I'm out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Put your comments down below. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Until next time, I'm out. Yeah.